There you go. All right. Let's get to it. Baseball summer. So all summer, baseball gets to keep us company here. And let's go.
Put me in cold. I'm ready to play today. Put me in cold.
Let's talk a little minor league baseball with the Baltimore Orioles AA affiliate, Bowie Baysox. All right. So definitely check it out here. We're going to go ahead and talk a little minor league baseball here as well. 2024 baseball summer series. This also is going to go, like a football series, going to go all the way till Labor Day. So we're going to talk about minor league teams this week. We're going to talk a little bit about the Baysox as well. Roberto Machado is going to be the manager right now. This is their record as of tonight, as I'm recording this, 26-25. Brian Shellcross, definitely, matter of fact, I just sent a message to him. See if we can get some information about the Baysox. Send a couple messages to him as well to go ahead and check out the Baysox as well. Now, these are some notable names. These aren't their best players, but these are some notable names for them. Seth Johnson, not so great so far this year, but he was a valuable piece in the trade a couple years ago. Lots of potential there that he has as well. Still may be able to get to the majors, but 25, struggling a little bit here with the Baysox as well. Max Wagner, second round pick on 2022. Max Wagner, I think the sky's the limit. I think he's got a lot of potential. They're fighting injuries a little bit this year. I think he's back now. I think that's correct. But Max, I think the power is definitely there. He's got to bring his average up a little bit to be a best performer. And Frederick, he almost made the list as the top performers, but Frederick Benzcome is there as well. Hits a lot of home runs. Got to get his average up a little bit. But definitely, look, this is a guy part of Michael Elias's, I keep saying it, Michael Elias's international prospect list. So definitely he's a guy that maybe want to keep your eye on. Yeah, let's take a look at this. I think this is probably right now, you could argue, if it's not Jackson Holiday, this could be the best prospect in the Orioles system. Samuel Balalo as well. What's his last thing right? He's terrific. I love his bat speed. DHing a lot, catching first base a lot. I don't know what the position is going to be. They have been moving him a lot. I don't think in this case with Adley there, you're going to move him to the majors, and I think it's probably another year and a half away at least, that he's going to catch in the major leagues. So I think they've been trying him out at different spots. Interesting to see how that goes. 7 home runs, 24 RBIs. These stats are like as of last week, 287 average. So I definitely think he's performing well at Bowie. Really young. Still got a ways to go. No reason to rush him, I think. But his bat speed is tremendous. Here's a guy I think is a center fielder in waiting. You see the struggles. We're going to get the struggles of Mullins. But Dylan Beavers, I think, is fantastic. Legs player, 22 years old, 7 home runs. The power bat is coming up a bit more this year. So that's a good sign. Hitting 272, really good. Another guy, I think. Here's a guy finally not slept on, but Jed Fabian has been good at every level he's been at. I've been talking about Jed Fabian and seeing him the last couple of years. 23 years old, 8 home runs, 22 RBIs. Look at that average. 348. Jed Fabian's talked about him at Aberdeen, he's been good. So he's one of these guys, maybe not as highly thought of right away, but he's kind of earned his way, kind of like Westberg, kind of like the Westberg route. Oh, hey, well, yeah, you keep doing well. T.T. Bowens, he was there last year, so he's been there. This is his second year in Bowie, 26 years old, 6 home runs, hitting 290 as well. So definitely earning a promotion, hopefully soon. I'm sure he's ready for a promotion now, spending a second year in Bowie. Colin Burns, 2 home runs, 22 RBIs, definitely kind of moving around in the outfield a lot. Great defender. Like his defense. I think defensively, I think he is really good. Relief pitchers that the Orioles are looking at. Nick Richmond, Definitely a guy. Kind of he can get up to 97, but it kind of he's a four-pitch pitcher, fastball, slider, changeup. Definitely he hits around 92, 95-ish. Definitely, I think coming around, I think as a reliever as well. So as well, Daniel Hyde, I think that's right. I think that's how you say it. Daniel Hyde, I think he's really a good reliever for them as well. So again, Orioles pitching prospects. What do we have here? Relievers. Doesn't throw a ball super hard. Had a great year at Aberdeen. Had to go again 2 years at Aberdeen, about 93, 94. But he strikes out like 48% of his hitters last year, like 40 this year. So he was really good for them as well. And Tracy Bright. Now, here's the starter. Not a lot of wins, but 360 average, 52 strikeouts as well. Fastball, not terrific. Really, really good change. So that's what he can do as well. So interesting to see now if the Orioles can get prospects. Now, this is now the pitching, I think, is so fascinating because you definitely have hitting products. Velasquez is definitely going to the majors. Dylan Beavers is definitely going to the majors. I think Jet Fabian, I think whether it's the Orioles or it's trade bait, definitely those guys for sure are. But can you now in the post Grayson Rodriguez era, in the post DL Hall, Grayson now is established major league starter. DL Hall is now to trade on a different team. Now what do you get as far as pitching prospects? Not a lot of major league quality stuff here in Double A. Bit of a concern. However, maybe you get some guys to help you in the bullpen going forward. There you go.
I'm ready to play this game. Oh, put me in cold.
Had to play the song. There you go. Remove the slide there. All right. Thank you for that. So definitely check that out. To check out a Baysox game and all these teams. Definitely. Like, look, if you like baseball as well, if you live in next week, we're going to talk about the Ripken family's Aberdeen Ironbirds next week. But definitely check it out. Definitely, if you are a fan of baseball, like me, I grew up in Baltimore, living in a small town. Definitely check out my league baseball, man. You'll enjoy the experience. It'll definitely be less on your wallet too. like to go ahead and do that. I was actually checking out a minor league game on Saturday after my notary appointment. So definitely check that out as well. Now let's go to the Orioles Report. All right. So the Orioles report definitely this week. A lot happened that's going on. So Orioles, 3 straight wins against the Tampa Bay Rays. I keep wanting to say Devil Rays, but Devil Rays is not the right answer there. So definitely. So it looks like they did lose tonight, 3-2 over the Blue Jays. Blue Jays were actually winning. Even with that, the Orioles, so the sweep at Tampa and losing the night against the Blue Jays. So even with that, they won 2 out of 3. With that, I thought the Orioles played very well. I think this was definitely a bit pivotal, right? Not so great. Lost their first series a couple weeks ago with had their first sweep against St. Louis. Last week, beat 2 teams like the White Sox and the Red Sox, kind of not in a great place as well. But now you had 2 teams, division solid, very solid in the division. Orioles definitely been very dominant in the division. Who's hot? Let's get Santander on the hot list. Hit a home run again tonight. He's been hitting the long ball. I mean, definitely batting average isn't what we hope for, but he's definitely hitting the long ball. He's not right, though. His knee looks I'm surprised that's not mentioned more. He's not right. He's kind of not doing. I think, honestly, I think if they had like a full-time DH spot open, they might consider doing that. Doesn't look as good in the outfield. I think he's not right, but he's still hitting a long ball. That's for sure. Austin Hayes getting 2 home runs, much better this week from Austin Hayes. Interesting to see what happens with him. As far as he's in a dogfight. I mean, he's definitely like that. as far as playing time. Can he get more playing time with his spot back with some of the other outfielders struggling? But good to have outfielders here. Absolutely on the hot list. Jacob Webb, let's give him some love. I think this is the guy I think the manager has the most confidence in. Outside of Craig Kimbrell, the closer, I think he's got a lot of confidence in Jacob Webb. So absolutely, I'm gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and shout him out. Definitely been pitching well. No runs last couple weeks here for Jacob Webb. Colton Cowser, average bad now. Last I saw was like 230 something now. So really in a bit of a funk. Not quite yet. Not ready to do anything quite yet. Still in the rookie conversation, but just in a bit of a funk. Terrible week for Cedric. Cedric, I thought, was starting to maybe turn things around. Then he had that not hitting as well again. Hitting kind of hit well again. And we'll get to the issue with Mateo that he calls. I think he's playing less. Yeah. Let's hope. Let's go out. Good juju for Cedric out there going ahead. Kyle Bradish. Not a great start. Not overly concerned about it. I think like sometimes pitchers have great start, but yeah, definitely he was not good in his last start. So definitely you gotta mention that as well. Cedric Mullins was set to lead off the bottom of the fourth. Jorge Mateo was due up and hit him in a stroke of awful luck. Is the writer wrote there. Mateo struck him in the head with the back of a helmet. So you saw it. Weird. On the on-deck circle, he's just warming up, swinging the bat, and he hits Mateo right in the head. Very scary. You wonder why that doesn't happen more with baseball bats as much as I even played. So interesting to see why with that as well. Orioles are calling up as in a move, in a consequential move. Connor Norby is coming up to the major leagues. Jorge Mateo is in concussion rose ball and now is on the 7-day DL. No surprise. Connor Norby gets the nod over Jackson Holiday. I'm fine with that. I think he deserves it. I think Connor Norby's been really good. So it's good to see him get an opportunity. And he got his first major league hit and homer at the end of the game on Tuesday night. Good for him. Good for Connor Norby as well. I don't think he's going to stay up. I think that's another reason why they call him. I think he's going to go back to Norfolk. But definitely Connor goes ahead and gets in. Cade Povich is going now to the Major League roster. Definitely number 9 according to MLB Pipeline. He joined Toronto on the taxi squad on Wednesday night. A little bit better than McDermott. I was kind of even wondering why it was him over McDermott. I had a subscriber make great point. It's like, hey, man, he was a little bit better. Ward, all the numbers were better. And then, hey, I'm fine with that. I think for sure he's going to start. I mean, I don't think there's any reason. Haven't made the corresponding move yet, but that's happening. You don't waste time doing that and have him there. All right. Had to charge that battery there. We're recording here for a minute. Okay, back to business. Cade Povich, number 9 prospect for the around in Toronto taxi squad. So I think I mentioned that already. He's definitely going, I think, to the major league. No reason to do this unless you're going to put him in a rotation. Haven't made the corresponding move yet, but definitely he's going to be pitching for the Orioles. Julio Teheran, minor league deal as well. I actually didn't think he was bad in spring training. So he was with the Cubs when they released him, signed back with the Orioles. I'm fine with it. I don't think he was that bad in the spring. I think I've always kind of liked him too. I thought like all years in Atlanta he was good. I think he's potential really wasn't underutilized. Not a star by any means, and but I think he's been fantastic as well. Other move this week. What are we doing? Going against Tampa again. Going to be in Tampa this time. So definitely maybe a little bit different here. Actually playing on the road, playing a team so close together as well. And Atlanta Braves, team I think I watched the most growing up, besides the Orioles, Atlanta Braves, with that now terrible season-ending injury to National League MVP Ronald Acuna. So we'll see how that affects the Braves' trajectory as well. He was just getting going. And my boy, Mountie, Ryan Mountcastle. I think Mountcastle I think Ratchet Center is the route that Mountcastle will go. So underrated, him. Definitely hits ball a ton. I love the fact, too, that Mountie is developing as a hitter right before our eyes the last couple years. I've noticed